what can you do to make this country much more livable for the average person? You know, I have been in circumstances whereby, because I'm a Nigerian, I have a Nigerian passport, the way I've been treated is different. It's such a shame, and I hope that the federal government does work with the US government to see what they can do to make it easier for some Nigerians. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Naija Travel Talks. In this new series on my channel, I am going to be discussing issues that are, related and pertinent to the average Nigerian traveler. And you might wonder, why am I doing this? The truth is, a lot of you guys have been asking me to talk on issues such as, the recent US sort of stopping the whole drop box process in Nigeria. So I thought, this might be a good platform for me to actually share my opinions, share tips, share the realities pertaining to directly a Nigerian traveler. Yes. Like, what do you guys think of the idea? Do you like it? Because I really believe success of this series is really on your engagement. So the more comments I see, the more engagement I see, the more I'm going to be creating episodes for this series. The topics I'm going to be bringing to light is either going to be from sort of the media, like what is really the hot topic now in terms of Nigerian immigration and travel, also my experiences and also your experiences. So if there's a big issue or that Nigerians are going through across the world, please share them with me so that I can bring it up, sort of investigate them, talk about them, and bring it to light. If you're new here and it's your first time seeing my face, my name is Sassy Funke and I am a Nigerian travel and lifestyle content creator based here in Lagos, Nigeria. If you love travel vlogs, you love flight reviews, you're interested in travel tips to help the average traveler travel better, please do subscribe to my channel. I would really love to have you on this journey here with me, and I'm all about creating value for you. So I hope you do subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you want me to create videos like this in the future. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about the US stopping the whole visa drop box process. Yeah, so first of all, we're going to go through exactly what it is, what the implication it is for the average Nigerian traveler, and what can we do about it. Yes. The question for the day is, do you blame the US government for placing this ban? Yes or no? And make sure you tell me why you're choosing yes or no too. So let's get to the video. So I'm going to be reading a little bit from my computer, so don't worry if I'm looking away from the camera. Today is the 21st of May, and the title and the headlines with regard to this new US visa policy is "The Nigerian Government Protests the New US Visa Policy." So what exactly is this policy? So previously, if you, for example, had a visiting visa to the US before and it's expired, you don't have to go through the same process that an individual that has never received a US visa goes through. So the process initially before, for people that have frequent travel to the US, is that they would go to like a DHL office here, for example, in VI, and they would basically fill out an application form online and drop their passports at this sort of center, different from the US Embassy. They would not have to be seen by a US Embassy official. Everything is done sort of like behind the scenes, and they get a visa or not. So the previous policy, the way it worked was that you as an individual, if you've been to the US a few times, you've had like a B2 visa or visiting visa, B1 visa, you don't have to be interviewed again to get another visa, to get a renewal. So all you would have to do, for example, in my mom's case, what she does is she fills her form online, then she goes to drop off her passport at the DHL office here in VI. I know they have maybe a few other processing centers, I believe, and that will get taken. She'll pay a fee and they'll tell her to come and pick up her passport with her visa already stamped in it. So the US is now saying, no, no, no. The US is like, you have to come in for an interview. Even if you're renewing, you have to come in for an interview. So you can imagine, like, people are pissed off. Even my mom, I feel bad for her. Like, she's always been traveling, has zero issues. Now as an old woman, she now has to go and start queuing up. And the queues at the visa embassy, even the appointment times, I'm sure it's going to be like a year in advance, right? So it's causing a lot of, not uncertainty, but it causing a lot of just like inconvenience for many people that are like, why do we have to go through this, basically. So I'm going to read out to you guys what is in the paper, and I'm reading out what is in the Premium Times on the 21st, which is yesterday of May. So the title was, "The Nigerian government protests the new US visa policy." The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Godfrey Onyema, says the federal government has engaged the US government to make the issue of visa issuance less difficult for genuine Nigerian visitors to America. Mr. Onyema said this on Tuesday in Abuja while fielding questions from journalists on the negative impact the issue of visa overstay had on Nigerians traveling to the US. The minister expressed concern that one of the consequences of the visa overstay was the recent suspension of the drop box for visa renewal for Nigerians. The minister said most of the unfavorable migrant decisions taken by some countries were triggered by the negative perceptions about few Nigerians who do not obey the rules of those countries. The issue of migration is a challenge and a sensitive topic because the US has just suspended the drop box for visa renewals. And a lot of it is that they have released statistics to show that 10% of people who overstayed their visas globally are Nigerians. 10%. Huge. Those who do not obey the rule of other countries have more negative impact on those who obeyed, the minister said. He said that there had been those who were denied visas not because they were not qualified, but because of the perception created by those who disobeyed the rules. The issue of those who overstayed their visa is a real issue. We have engaged the US government on it. So he goes on to say a lot more other things, but essentially that they have engaged the US government in trying to see there's a better way for them to, make it not so tough for genuine Nigerians traveling to travel and visit America easier. It's been implemented already. Like, no Nigerian can use the Dropbox visa thing anymore, and it's sad because it hits close to home. Like, my parents are Nigerian, like they only have one passport, and now they have to go through that process. Like, I understand that the US government has to do what they have to do to protect their borders because, Trump has been very, anti-immigration. I'm going to curb immigration. And sometimes it's very unfortunate that, being Nigerian, how you get labeled like the rest. I have been in circumstances whereby, because I'm a Nigerian, I have a Nigerian passport, the way I've been treated is different, but this is on a different level too. Now that you can't even go to a country, you can get rejected just like that because you're Nigerian. So what is the implication for this? As I said before, like, people like my parents that are old folks have to now queue up, even though they've, sort of probably invested their even resources, their funds, their money in these nations, and they have to sort of be queuing up on the streets to get a visa renewal. It's such a shame, and I hope that the federal government does work with the US government to see what they can do to make it easier for some Nigerians. Like, I understand that, as I said before, the US has a right to protect its borders, and it's crazy that 10% of people overstaying, 10% are Nigerians. On the other hand, it's not too crazy because we represent quite a high proportion of people in the world, but nevertheless, it's not necessarily the whole issue of the US banning. It's obviously the issue of the US banning the drop box, but it's like people are running away. Like, when people are running away, it means they're not happy where they are. It means the government should try and improve our country to make it a place people want to stay. I think sometimes we focus so much on, oh my God, the US did this, and the question sometimes should be, what are we doing? What are we doing as a people, as a country, as a government? What are we doing to make Nigeria a more conducive, a more productive, a more fulfilling motherland that we are? Like, what can we implement to do that? I think a lot of energy has to be spent on that. So for me, my opinion is, the US has a right to do what they want to do because it's their country, and if I had a country too, I can govern it how I please. But I think the bigger issue here is federal government. I understand you're trying to work with the US government to see what they can do to make things easier. It's like, what can you do to make this country much more livable for the average person? like for the average person. Like I've interacted with, you know, my Uber drivers and people, you know, I don't know, like what can you do to make Nigeria a great place that it is? Because we have such amazing people, such amazing land, such resources, that it is possible in my lifetime that we can make this country a place that people want to come into to live, right? So guys, that is it. I'm keeping this video super short. Don't forget my question. My question is, do you think the US Embassy was right or wrong? Or what is your opinion on the whole issue of banning the Dropbox visa renewal process? I would love to hear from you. I really hope you enjoyed this first issue of Naija Travel Talks. I believe my next video is going to be about traveling in Asia. I'm going to be speaking to you guys about how to get a visa to Indonesia, to Bali, if you're Nigerian. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And thank you again. See you guys next time. Bye.